So yeah, we had a FOMC today. As expected, I was actually looking for some drop, but it did drop more than I expected, and then I went back and check again, and I found something surprising. And I don't know if I should share this or not, because I want to see maybe a couple more days just to see the confirmation. But if this is correct, um, I think yeah, things get a little nasty here. I mean, it's gonna be really really yeah. I think there's a reason why, like Pulti recently mentioned that people should DRS, and then I think if you live in states, I think you should DRS, because if this happen, yeah, something could trigger here. I think it can be a little scary, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, I want to see how this plays out for the after the OPEX, which is this Friday. Huge option expiration day, as well as the quad witching, the last one as this year. So yeah, thank you. Music is great, Ethan. Okay, thanks very much. So I want to show you this one because I think I feel like they're making this one very precisely, like they're making like very strategically, but at the same time, it's mixture of 2021. So I will say this: based on the fractal today, the way they drop, it seems like May 1st to me, like May 2nd, and I'm gonna show you why. But also at the same time, they're kind of using 2021 January, early Jan, also May. I think there's a mixture of it, and that if they want to run this way, then the next squeeze will be much bigger if they want to do that. And then I personally feel very scared. And then I think there's a reason why the Nvidia dropped -6%. I think I mentioned this many times before. I post this on Twitter as well, and then it perfectly makes sense that Nvidia dropped -60% between February and April. I'm gonna show you my post here. This is my post, and then a lot of people might not understand why I made this post, right? I think there's a reason why if Nvidia looks like Nvidia is mimicking this chart, which is 207, 207 October, and then there's some guy who also tracked some SPY. I think he did something, mentioned that I think this is yeah, he posted this one. His name is Yuli, and then it looks he's also comparing between 207 as well. It's mimicking very similar to 207, right? This is market crash, right? So like I said, I think Nvidia might be somewhere here, which he drew the line. So if Nvidia drop to this level and then pop up and then pull back, this is like around February and April, and I want to show you that, right? So this is exactly same fractal, right? 207 Nvidia. So I want to see the confirmation if Nvidia drop this level, which is about 100. How much is this one? 107 or something like that. Yeah, 100. Yeah, 103 level. If Nvidia drop 103 by December 27, that will be my first confirmation. And basically, and then if I see after that Nvidia push back up until early February, that will be my, I think, final confirmation that Nvidia will drop like this, right? And then what caused Nvidia to drop like that? I think it will be because of the meme stock. So yeah, that's just my prediction, and I'm gonna show you why I say this way. I think something big is about to happen. as well as BBBY shareholders are also waiting for their new equities and warrants and things like that. And then things are kind of following really well. We are waiting for we've seen the directors getting sued, and then due to their the misleading, the what do you call that, the investors, the retail investors, and they basically benefit themselves. They want to keep their board member seats, and then they decide to do a acceleration of the share buybacks, which is bad for the shareholders, which is kind of fraud, and that's what RC wants to kind of make those the executives, the old executives, old execs accountable for whatever the causes that bring to the stock price and retail shareholders. So I think those are kind of going on now, which is good. We've been talking about this very long time, but now things are happening. So I think that's really, really good news. But anyway, go back to what I want to say. So something's gonna happen between February and April, and then I think Nvidia, as you know, they create this kind of pump, throughout the whole last years, and a year or two, and then I think there's a reason why they did that, and there's a reason why the algo went up like that, and then it's, I think, part of the market mechanics, right? So the market makers, hedge funds, whatever, they pump this liquidity, into these AI stocks. They want to grab those kind of liquidity, and then they're going to pull it back, and then to cover other short positions, especially when the basket stocks explode, right? And that's, I think, between it's going to come in January as well, but it's much bigger one coming in April, and that's why they need to liquidate their long assets. And then I think there's a reason why that SCEO is selling a lot. There's a reason why Citadel, Ken Griffin also selling a lot of Nvidia. I think I saw that. So I think there's a reason why they're doing that, especially on the top pick. Amazon CEOs are selling. A lot of CEOs are selling right now, and I think there's a reason why they're doing that, and they know that pick. Also, Tesla dropped a lot, right? Tesla, I did mention on my stream. I think I did mention this before, maybe on my last stream. Tesla start to come down -8%, which is quite a lot. People might be like, oh, that's shit, that's a lot. However, I think Tesla already picked the top, in my opinion, and then I think Tesla will have a pullback until this level of a $200 level. So that will be the about 55% drop until end of November, or early November, I'm sorry. So I think there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs. The fractal seems very, interestingly, it matched perfectly, and I was tracking this, but the speed actually was kind of the speed of algo actually triggered a lot faster. So I was kind of, I had this kind of like this, and then the algo, move up a lot faster. So now it's like that. You know what I mean? So I think, the Tesla is already picked the top, and then it's gonna it start to dumping, and then those dumping is the cause of possibly also meme squeeze, basket stock too, who knows. But a lot of pumps happen based on the fractal. Now it has to dump. It is what it is. Okay, and by end of next year, hit the bottom, and then jump into the bull cycle again, right? So we just gotta be careful on those kind of stuff. But yeah, let's go back to a GameStop here. So I personally, this is not financial advice. This is just what I found today. I'm not saying that this is gonna run like this, but I did find out that something very interesting, because I'm gonna show you what I see, and you guys make a decision. So I was tracking 201 January and also May run, okay? And then I don't think I have to show the January like all the way there, but I'm gonna keep it simple, so it doesn't really confuse you guys too much. So I'm gonna start with fractal, okay? So this one, I'm gonna keep this one blue for now, and then I'm gonna turn this one as a yellow, so you guys can see better. So this fractal is from December and early Jan, and then heading into end of January. Okay, so that's the squeeze phase, right? So before squeeze phase, we are creating this triangle shape, right? Before heading into this B phase, and after that final squeeze phase. So now we know that this Friday is OPEX, a lot of volatility right now. And then I did post today that I think this post got a lot of likes. I think people liked it. It's a good information I found yesterday. I was, I don't really do much, Reddit these days, but yeah, I checked this one in my save file, and then because I did remember that somebody posted about the swap data, and then yeah, there's a 6.7 billion of pure GME swaps expiring in December. So so yeah, I think a lot of people like this one. So yeah, so a lot of things are happening right now. So I do think that there's gonna be a big push into January. So let's take a look at this one. So I'm gonna let me stretch this one out a little bit. So this is 2021 algo, 2021 fractal here, January. So as you can see, there's moved up, pull back, and after that rolling kitty tweet here, and then shoot up, AMC dilution, pull back, and then after that GameStop earning, pop, pull back, and then we had a pop again, and we had a sharp pullback, right? So now I see there's 1, 2, 3 points, and then I want to show you something interesting. So because this fractal looks similar, okay, it might go like that, don't get me wrong, but I want to show you something interesting, because based on this fractal, this will go into this level, and then this will go into this squeeze area, right? And then that will be it, right? And people are like, oh shit, is that it? Let me show you something. So that's 201, that's 201, okay, January. So I'm gonna turn this blue, and then I'm gonna bring a May run, okay? I'm gonna show you the May run. This is a little bit surprising to me. If they decide to run like that, it makes sense that Nvidia drop minus 60% between February to May. February to June, okay? And then here's why. I found something interesting. So this is exactly what they created also in May, okay? April, end of April and May. They also create this kind of small triangle formation before they pushing this thing upside and also heading into the final squeeze, fractal, and RK tweet here, create a gap up into the final squeeze, okay? Everything is very strategic, okay? So now when you take a look at A phase now, let's focus on that one, which is where we at. I'm gonna shut down, I'm gonna just close on my face so that you guys can see everything better. Maximize the screen. So what I found something interesting here, and then yeah, you guys cannot make a decision, okay? So we had a same movement up here, okay? Move up, down, ups and down, ups and down. Now this thing start to pull back, which I think it will happen here, but I think maybe it happened faster, but anyway, when you look at here, after you find the bottom, when you look at up here, this thing does this kind of ups and down movement very fast. 1, 2, 3. You see that? Maybe I'll do a close up here. 1, 2, 3. You see that? It's like RK posts about the dune, right? There's like some sort of a wave, like a thumping sound, like to call out the big worm, right? It looks like that, right? 1, 2, 3, and I've been remembering this, since May, and then because the fractal looks really interesting. It seems like they're calling somebody, I don't know, but what they did today apparently was exactly this one, and then I don't want to believe it, but I look at RSI, okay? I look at RSI because sometimes you gotta, look at, the indicators to just kind of make sure if this is correct. The RSI the level is exactly same spot. Actually, it's 49th level here. You see that? It create exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, very clearly. Okay, this one, 1, 2, 3. So okay, I'm like, this is kind of crazy. So which means that if they want to do this, the real short squeeze, the final squeeze, might not be the January, but we're gonna still see a push up, like push to the upside, but the squeeze phase might be not January. Okay, because it's getting stretched out, right? We are just heading into this phase. It's just taking way longer. So what happened after this, right? What happened after this? What happened after this, third wave, right? 1, 2, 3. What happened after this? We have a big move, right? I don't think I have to even show you the RSI. I think, sorry, MACD. RSI already show you the best indicators here, right? What happened after this 3 wave? We had a big push to the upside. This is this one. This is what happened May. Boom, right? And maybe slight pullback, and boom. Okay, and then I call that one as a B phase, right? Remember that? We are still in A phase, but we are just finalizing. We are at the end of the B phase, I think, right? So if we apply this one here after December OPEX this Friday, or even maybe on Friday, we could see some sort of upside. But what happened after this? Let's take a look. We see we see this, so I think we might be here. 1, 2, 3, right? So we create this wave here. Let me just draw again. 1, 2, 3, and then now we have to see this one. Just go up to fill this triangle formation, and then boom, big PP candle, right? So if what happened if we track the same thing here, by next Monday, we could see this squeeze. Sorry, not squeeze. We could see a GameStop break through this upside, this triangle formation upside, up to a $45 level. Okay, if they're tracking this. I'm not saying we are doing this one, but I do believe that something is cooking up here, and there's a lot of swap, as I showed you guys before. There's a $5.4 billion swap. Oh, sorry, $6.7 billion swap in December, right? Did they ever cover the swap last few months, or whatever happened since May? But this December is big one, right? So something's gonna cook in here, and then we still haven't seen the new directors, the PSA guy, GME shares yet, right? Purchase of GME shares yet, announcement. So I think they're gonna trigger something here, because that's the B phase we are entering, if that's what they want to do. And it seems like that's what, I don't want to believe it, but it seems like that's what it's kind of making here. Okay, this is not financial advice. So if you're heading to this B phase now, okay, from A phase to B phase, the beginning of B phase has this big rally, and there's a reason why that I think I've seen yesterday that there's a lot of big purchase of call options in January 17 for $125, right? There's a reason why they're doing that. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Somebody post this one, Fluffy Dog Fitness. So when you take a look at what's going on, there's a lot of buyings are happening in the expiration date is January 17, $125 calls, right? There's 60, 175. You know, this might be someone who you know, who knows what's going to happen. Maybe that's somebody. It could be RK, it could be RK's friend, RK's colleagues, or long forces, RC's, you know, maybe team, you know, who knows. They know something. They're the one that who's creating this fractal might be purchasing those things because they understand that when we entering this B phase, things can get up to $100 level. I don't know if this will go up to 125, but at least this thing will push to $100 level, and then will drop fast, right? But anyway, I think there's a reason why they're doing that, right? And then this might peak on January. It says 14, which is before this January OPEX, right? And that actually happened with this you know, May run, right? May run happened not end of January, not end of May, because the interesting is 2021 and 2024 the squeeze when you try to look at what, you know, when is the squeeze, the peak of the squeeze, it's not the end of the month. Usually the 2021 squeeze was the end of the month, right? But this year the squeeze doesn't squeeze doesn't happen. It didn't happen on the at the end of the month. It always happened on that OPEX week, right? The middle month, right? Especially the Monday, Tuesday. So this perfectly makes sense if this thing happens, right? Yeah, with December OPEC quad witching, something about 6 billion swap expire, you know, shit could happen here, right? Boom, 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 right? And then big drop, right? After that, there's a sharp pullback, which what happened here, right? And then what did RC says? GameStop says. They said they're gonna do a dilution, right? I mean, they're not gonna do a dilution until the fiscal year ends. This is exactly end of January, so they might do a dilution here, right? Something could kick in. I mean, come on, right? Come on, guys. I mean, it makes sense. They have to. I mean, they will take advantage of this kind of stuff. They will take advantage of this swap run, you know, swap cycles, right? You know, if you're CEO, I mean, you're gonna do that to benefit, of course, not only just the company itself, but the long term, right? That's what RC mentioned, right? And then we have also January 13. The interesting is it's also on the OPEX week, right? There's also BBBY versus RC case. What's gonna happen? We have no idea, but something could happen, right? So anyway, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here, right? If they want to run this thing like May, this will happen, and then you know that this is not the final squeeze, right? We're heading into the squeeze phase is here. We still gotta go even more. So I'm surprised if they want to do this way. This thing will trigger a lot higher than I expected. So we definitely want to see first of all confirmation. I don't want to be like fucking crazy guy or insane guy that needs to go to checkup, you know, needs to get some checkup at the hospital, right? So I gotta see the confirmation. If this thing push up to $40 level by Monday, Tuesday next week, right? Or it could be something 26 or 30, you know, whatever happened. Like, I need to see this one first. I need to see GameStop push through by end of December or after OPEX day, well, OPEX settlement day, whatever. I want to see the GameStop go up to $45, at least $40 level. That's the first confirmation I want to see that. That will be my first confirmation. If that doesn't happen, you know, I need to see that, okay? So that will be my first confirmation. The second confirmation will be this one. GameStop pushed through $100 level by January OPEX, okay? Before January OPEX, I mean, the OPEX week, you know, January 13. I need to see that, right? Gamma squeeze, right? I think this week's the max pain is $26 or something like that. It's already above $26, even though they dropped this much today, right? How much is max pain? Let me double check. So it went up to actually 26.50 now, but still it's above max pain, right? If something happened here, if they decide to push this thing by Friday, like $32 level or something like that, it's pretty much guaranteed gamma squeeze, right? So anyway, so there's a lot of pressure here. Anyway, if they decide to run like that, you know, and there's a lot of lines are connecting here, you know. I'm not just making these lines. You know, I know some guys. I don't want to call this guy here. I don't know if he's even watching, but I saw some guy using lines like insane. You know, I can't even understand what the lines are for. You know, but yeah, I'm very like I'm a, you know, I study art. You know, I went to art school, so you know I've learned that less is more, right? Sometimes the making a simple forms, simple character, simple design is much difficult than creating a complex things, because you only keep the necessary part. Okay, so you don't wanna show everything. You wanna show only the necessary part, and that sometimes to make a decision to keep only necessary lines are very important, right? So here's the important lines that I want to show you here, and that doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I'm just saying that, okay? So interesting, I want to show you the line here is that when you draw a line from end of October, all this top, right, all the way here, it perfectly touch this level, which is what this sharp drop is gonna happen, right? When you line up perfectly, it touch exactly on this spot, which is about $59.58. Okay, and then when you continue if you continue the line all the way through, okay, and then draw another line on the top here, okay, this thing merge somewhere here around April 17. Okay, and also when you draw a line here where it's, you know, it's creating this kind of the higher low formation, when you draw the line all the way here, it perfectly touches this level, right? And then merging into this area, which is about mid-April area, right? I think everything, it's like a art, you know, like I think this the GameStop chart is just, it's just an art form for some reason. Everything seems so like perfect. I don't know, like very, it looks like an art. I don't know, to me it's just perfect. And then I think this is a masterpiece of somebody like maybe you know, RC or maybe Aaron Kitty or somebody behind them, you know, long forces involved. Whoever creating this fractal, I think they're just giving a lot of hints here, and then making this TA even easier, you know, and that's why I call it art. So anyway, so it's forming around here in April. That will go, and that jumping into this final squeeze phase, okay, and that's, I call it this phase, C phase. Okay, so that phase, if this is correct, this thing will push even bigger than I expected, because I thought it will just go up around, you know, a couple $100, right? But it seems like they're doing this one, and then that completely makes sense that Nvidia dropped minus 60% between February and June, because this is April. So they're the market makers are preparing for what's coming, right? They need to have the liquidity to cover short positions, right? So it perfectly makes sense. Okay, so the peak of the squeeze is May 7th, May 12th, but let's check the OPEX date. Okay, let me just, and then that doesn't mean that, like, some people might say like, yo, you say this, and how come you keep delaying, and you keep delaying the post, I mean, sorry, the you keep delaying the dates, and then it's not working. I'm not market maker, I'm just a weather forecaster. You have to look at that way, right? I track the fractals and TA based on the market conditions, right? Sometimes shit like that today, things blew up left and right, and algo run faster. Someday algo run slow, and you have to factor all those in. And then every day things can change, sometimes faster, sometimes slow. And but you just gotta take a look at what's going on every single day to measure when those squeeze gonna happen. It's hard. So let's look at this one. So April, so let's say this is April, right? So I think, yeah, from the mid-April, that's when things gonna pop. The pick up squeeze could happen in May, so let's take a look. And the May is around here, so yeah, it perfectly into this February to end of April area when Nvidia get liquidated, right? If that happens, I'm saying, right? So let's take a look at the May OPEX. Oh shit, where's my window here? So the May OPEX is, make sure this is 2025. So the May OPEX is May 16. So the pick of the squeeze could happen on somewhere here, if they want to do that, right? And it seems like they might do that. So let's take a look at let's take a look at the option chain. But I don't know if it. I feel like they might fucking like. I'm a little scared to buy. I don't know. Maybe I should just buy. if GameStop end up going to the 1,000, do you think the market makers or the brokers will just let you buy options, or let you sell options? I don't know. Because I know what happened to the Robinhood before, right, in 2021. I'm a little worried that if something like that happened, but let's see. So let's take a look at the option chain. There's no option chain for May, right? But they have option chain for June. How much is it? They have the maximum price they open up is 125. I think there's a reason why they did that, right? But they might open up even more. Who knows? If they end up going this much. But this is just based on the fractal of May. So we definitely have to check what's going to happen based in terms of the price action from after quad witching this Friday. So we need to see that the T+1 settlements coming in Monday, Tuesday. And I need to see those confirmation of this thing pushed through the $40 level, right? And also this going up to this level. So I need to see this confirmation to also calculate the final squeeze price. So I can't, this doesn't mean that, I mean, this can be a direction wise. You can take a look at this as a direction kind of way, but not just look at as a price. So it really depends on what's going to happen here. But let's just focus on this one. Let's not going into too much detail in the what's going to happen in the future. Let's just focus on what's going to happen in this June. Okay, so that's what it seems like going to happen. So let's have let's see if this thing happen, and then if this thing happen, oh yeah, like fuck, squeeze gonna be like crazy. So yeah, that's GameStop. So hope that helps. Let's take a look at AMC. AMC is very difficult stock, to be honest with you. And then I've been tracking AMC for a long time, and then this is kind of what I end up kind of having now. So let's have a look, okay? Let's close up this maybe. Yeah, let me just show you fractal first. It's just too much stuff going on. Yeah, usually yeah, if there's too much, like I said, less is more, right? So let's take a look. Okay, so in December they also did an offering, so I'm gonna put here a very similar pattern here, share offering. December, I think it was a 6 or something. Let me just have a look again. December 11th, sorry. So that's why I have to double check, right? December 11th, they did a dilution. Okay, so that's what happened. Dilution happened here, so that's what happened, right? Very similar, right? It looks very similar. So now we are here. You know, it went up. We had a sharp pullback, and people wonder, you know, where the fuck we are. And I think that's where we at. You know, when you draw a line, like I said, from on the top of the share offering, draw all the way, you know, line all the way. You know, it touches here and, you know, creates somewhat triangle formation, and then start to breaking up to this, you know, start to breaking upside. Also, when you draw a line here and then touch this one, and then when you draw this one, it create a triangle formation here, and also create when you draw another one, and then this is creating a higher low, right? Which what happened here in AMC, right? Just, you know, slightly move up, you know, big push, big pull down, but the bottoms are kind of moving up, right? And that's kind of good indicator. You know, that's the indicator we need to you know, see, right? If this is kind of moving upward, you know, rather than downward, while they're, you know, shaking ups and down, right? So yeah, we might be here. We still need to see this kind of stuff. I want to see that after OPEX and going into this December. Sharp pullback. I mean, they're gonna use, like I said, I think they're gonna use this AMC as a some sort of ammunition, you know, to kind of short the basket stock, you know, especially GameStop, calls, things like that. So yeah, I think it's maybe somewhere here, and then after they forming all these things, you know, start to breaking out. This is January, right? This is Jan 14. What happened here? This is Jan 20th, right? So maybe this thing could happen before you know, January OPEX, and then and then pullback, right? And then Jan 17, this thing happened, and then boom, right? The final squeeze, and then that hit this $40 level, which is the there's a gap here, and that completely filled this gap, right? So there's a gap here at 12 bucks. There's a gap between 17 to 19, and there's a gap at 40. So I think it's gonna fill all those gaps. And then there's a gap that is hidden, which is in 12 hours. So those gaps are hidden is here. 86, and 210. Those gaps I think will be filled into the next squeeze. Which when GameStop will do this thing here in May. So in May, AMC will do like this kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, that's how I'm expecting. Okay, yeah, something like that. And based on the last fractal, I mean they could change the fractal, who knows, but yeah, that's kind of what I found where the AMC is based on the fractals, and also based on RSI. You know, people might wonder how the fuck do you know that we are here, right? And then I'll show you why. Where are we? Okay, so 2021 share offering, December 11, boom, right? And then, you know, they start to find the bottom, you know, start to moving up, but, you know, move ups and down. But when you look at the level of RSI, when you see when the drop happen, this thing hits 27 level, right? Sorry, 27. Yeah, 27.50, right? And then, you know, push upside again, right? So today we had a drop about 4.7% in AMC, and this when you look at the line up here, this level is about 36 level. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. It's here. I'm sorry. Not this one. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's actually this one. Yeah, this level. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's the same fractal. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this level, it's a 36 level, but this one is about 39. But it's kind of somewhere there, you know. I think, you know, this, because this one is 27 level, which is, I don't think this is not the one, right? So I think we are here, and then we need to go upside and then pull down, and after that, boom, right? So that's kind of what I'm expecting. And also, like what I show you, the line from GameStop, when you draw also line up here, you know, when you draw a line from this top, you know, all this thing just roughly, you know, go all the way to this one, it somehow touched $6 level, right? And then it perfectly touched this downward when this thing push up, you know, up to the $7 level, into this B phase, and then when this thing start to pull, you know, have a pullback, it perfectly touch this line, which is 5.9 or $6 level. It's just amazing. It's just the way they create a fractal is just like a, you know, like an art. Yeah, it's just so well planned out. I don't know who's making this fractal. It's crazy. So anyway, so that's kind of the confirmation that I want to see is from AMC, is that I want to see all this plus this B phase. When this thing enter into the B phase, I want to see AMC hit $7 and then hit the bottom to the and have a pullback by $6 or at least 5.9, something like that, you know, along with this line. And then if that's the that will be my second confirmation. And then the third confirmation is just this one, right? Just pushing through the upside, and then boom, right? Squeeze by end of January, it says, but I don't know. Maybe it could happen earlier. You know, like I said, the fractal could, you know, speed up, right? But this is just kind of based on, yeah, like just what's going on. So yeah, maybe this could happen faster. Who knows? When the GameStop squeeze happened here, when this thing happened here? Yeah, GameStop happened here. Like it says, you know, before Gen 14. Sorry, before Gen OPEX. So that's the thing. It's hard to know. You know, they might drag this thing until end of January, right? So I'm just kind of this is just a placeholder for me. Okay. So let's see how, you know, how they plays out. And you know, if that happened, yeah, you fill that gap and then come down. Let's just put Gen OPEX here. It might run faster, but I don't know. Yeah, but this is just kind of rough estimate, right? I still have to see. Like, I want to see this thing, you know, move up to $7, and then I want to see when. I don't know if this will happen after OPEX but there's not much time left. But AMC is still there, so I think AMC is gonna be still, like, you know, here to try to suppress the GameStop and other basket stock. And then when GameStop start to blow up bigger, then maybe AMC start, you know, move up bigger. So that's kind of where I'm at with AMC. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So as I tracked yesterday, I did a live stream on my YouTube, you know, U-Mergency. So, you know, anyone who joined my YouTube channel, you know, you guys probably seen, you know, what I said about the last time I mentioned about the Bitcoin. Yeah, it perfectly tracked this one, right? So they had a big run up here after the Bitcoin halving. You know, this kind of, they're creating this, you know, big you know, triangle formation, and then once those accumulation is complete, then they go ahead and then push this thing through. But you know, as similar to how I track the GameStop or AMC, you know, this thing is kind of mimicking 2022 August algo here. So I think Bitcoin is kind of, yeah, somewhere here, you know, end of August area, going into this September algo here. So you know, they can just keep, you know, move up like that, right? They can move up, but while they're moving up, of course there's a volatility, but especially before they're heading into this big bull run, you know, we might be somewhere here. So that's why I brought the fractal here, and then it seems that it matched perfectly here. As I mentioned, if GameStop AMC start to pop in January by mid OPEX or end of January, I think they might use this crypto Bitcoin as a not collateral, sorry, as a like a liquidation assets, right? So they might liquidate the Bitcoin, and then they're gonna use those money to cover the GameStop, or something like that. And then when the GameStop actual squeeze happen, and then they're gonna use the Nvidia to liquidate the assets, and that's why it is gonna drop this much if they're tracking this one. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. Let's take a look at what's going to happen in Bitcoin around that time. So March, this is April, so it'll run together maybe. Yeah, so it doesn't really affect to the crypto market. Maybe there's some volatility here, maybe that's when GameStop squeezed, but I think they first for January, I think they're gonna liquidate this one. The second, I think they're gonna use Nvidia. That's just my opinion. So yeah, that's about it. Last one is SIRI. SIRI actually went down more than I expected. It seems that they might be making a bigger move here. The reason I say that is because when you look at what happened to the DJT, so I've been tracking DJT, and then what it seems they're doing is that it seems like they're repeating a similar cycle here. So they have a gap up here, and then this one also had this gap up thing run up here. So all these blue box are kind of like same cycle, and then after this gap up in this July 23, there's a pullback, and then when you copy this fractal looks exactly the same thing as up here, but much more amplified version, so something like that. What is here? Yeah, something like that, right? But they tank it even more, right? They did I think they did like 8 or 6 times naked shorts here, right? So that's why it tanked even more, and then I think that's what SIRI is doing. I think we know the fact that I think SIRI is kind of going through accumulation phase. Yeah, they're just tanking more with the opportunity that the whole market is tanking, right? So maybe they're doing this one, and maybe more shorts piled in, and then after that, I want to see some confirmation that there's a gap here at $27 or 28. I want to see confirmation that they come up to fill those gap and push through this upside to $32 level by end of January, and that's kind of the confirmation I want to see. The second confirmation I want to see is this one, March 11th or March 13th. Hit this bottom again, and then start to going to this rally. And this thing hit around end of June based on this fractal, and then of course, like I said, things can get delayed, things can be fast. Algo can move faster, like today. If some events happen, algo can be slow. Depends on the day. So you have to counter all those days in. But based on today's fractal, I readjust the fractal, and looks like by end of June. June 26 or 7, maybe SIRI could pick the top. And when you take a look at the SIRI call, let's look at SIRI call here. I know SIRI calls in June. Let's see. What the hell? Okay, there you go. So SIRI call in June. They have a June 20th. Yeah, so there's like 40. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one is kind of like getting cheaper and cheaper. I mean, which is good for the option trader. This went down like almost -6%. Let's take a look at. But if you have this one, and if the squeeze, if that expire on June 20th, that's somewhere here. I mean, that's still above $40 level if this thing happened like that, right? So I think that's still good. But you're missing this one, the final squeeze, right? So that's end of June. So the next option chain might be January, and this one is getting cheaper too. Let's see how much drop. Wow, shit, that's a lot. 65%. Wow. So yeah, I think the SIRI 26 January call, $40 call was, I think, above dollar. I think last time I saw was here. Yeah, $1.40. But now it's 70 cents. What an opportunity, right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna buy, if I have to buy call options for SIRI. I don't want to miss the squeeze phase, so I want to buy this one as a safe bet. 2026 January. This one's getting cheaper, but anyway. So yeah, but I want to just focus on the GameStop first, and then I'm gonna maybe once I see confirmation of this SIRI does all this thing until March 17 or 18, whatever, around this area, mid-March. I think that's when I will get in SIRI. So yeah, that's the SIRI. I think SIRI is gonna be a very, very fun play until before the summer, so we can enjoy the summer after squeeze, so yeah, let's see how that plays out. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.